Hello, welcome to part three of my vlog. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the simple and cost effective things that you can do at home in order to reduce your carbon emissions. But before I do that, I just wanted to move out of the way so you can see the map that I've got behind me because I figured out if I move, then the light changes and I think you can see it. So, yeah, that's a map of the world as it might look with 4 degrees C of warming. Um, in in short, anything south of the Alps has more or less turned to desert. Um, and but you can live on bits of Antarctica, so that's a bonus. The other thing I wanted to mention was if anybody wants to drop me an email to say that this this is good or crap or to debate anything, then that's my email address. So feel free to get in touch. So on to part three and things you can do at home. The easiest, simplest, and cheapest way is just to switch to a green energy provider. We were with Green Star for a while, but we've just moved to a company called Pure Planet, who seem really good so far. And they came up cheapest on a couple of comparison websites. Their electricity is all from renewable resources, and they carbon offset their gas. The more people who switch to companies like Pure Planet or Green Star or any of the others, the more the renewables energy mix will need to improve to keep up with the demand. So it's a win-win scenario in my book. The next thing I'd think about is improving the fabric performance of your house. There's lots of ways to do this. Cavity wall insulation if you don't have it, and I think you can still get grants for that if you don't have it. Make sure you've got loads of loft insulation. Um, if you're replacing flooring on the ground floor of your house and you've got timber floors, consider fitting rigid insulation between the floor joists. Most houses lose a lot of heat through air leakage, so try and get some seals on your doors and your windows. And if that's not an option, then maybe just get some draft excluders for your external doors. Basically, just try and stop heat escaping from your house as much as possible. But remember, you still need to be able to ventilate your house in summer to prevent overheating. Personally, I'd say these were the big areas that can be quite easily improved. However, once you're on a green tariff and have a well insulated house, there are still lots of other improvements that you can make. I'm not going to try and cover them all here. There are loads of websites and books that you can investigate if you want to look into it more deeply. But here's a short list of more obvious ideas. Use your heating less, reduce your indoor temperatures in winter and increase them in summer if you have air conditioning, you're very posh. Look into passive cooling methods. Try and facilitate cross-floor ventilation and ensure that you've got blinds fitted to reflect direct sunlight. Curtains are all right, but they don't allow air to flow when they're closed. So if you've got Velux type blinds, you can have the blinds down but still have your windows open and get the air moving through your house. It makes a massive difference in summer. Fit an intelligent control system for your heating, such as a Nest. There's other cheaper options, but that's just one that sprung to mind. Try smart meters. To be honest, we fitted one a few years ago, but then I removed it after a couple of weeks. I think if you've got a modicum of awareness, you'll know what's using energy in your house and when it's using it. Just try and remember to turn stuff off when you're not using it. Water saving and water recycling, not immediately related to CO2 reductions, but water treatment takes energy, processing sewage takes energy, and periods of drought, such as the one experienced this year, all adds up to it being a good idea to try and conserve some water. Saving water is a lot easier than recycling it, so fit low flow devices to shower heads and taps, use dual flush systems, or fit HIPPO type water saving devices to your existing systems. It's not rocket science. Water recycling is a bit trickier, other than fitting a water butt that collects rainwater from your downpipes, which is really easy. You get into the realms of diverting and storing and redistributing grey water. Sink, bath, and shower water, and I think washing machine water, if you use non biological powder, can all be used straight for irrigation, for watering plants and so on. Or you can use it for flushing toilet systems. There's lots of ways of um, diverting and storing and getting it back into your places you want to use it. But It depends how advanced you want to be or how rustic you want to be. Recycling in general, again, it takes more energy to produce goods from scratch than it does to recycle them, so it's a good thing to do. Um, I'm not going to pretend that the government's got it all sorted and that they recycle everything that we send back to them, but at least if we try and do our bit, then there's not a lot else you can do. That's before you start to consider the landfill impact of the waste and the plastic polluting the oceans and so on. Most areas have got doorstep recycling, but if not, you can always use your local recycling centre. There's also numerous independent projects, such as the Cycle of Good, which uses old bicycle inner tubes. So have a search around, see what you can find. So that's the end of part three about the house and that kind of stuff. I'm going to do part four next, which is going to talk about commuting and work. So thanks again for listening and take care. Bye bye.